LPGA Tour professional Marina grew up in Wayne and played high school golf at Wayne Hills High School. During Marina's time at Wayne Hills, there wasn't a girls' golf team for her to play on. Even now, it depends on the year if Hills will have a separate girls' team. However, Wayne Valley does have one that will be going into its 5th season this spring. So during her time in Wayne, Marina played on the boys' team, but she never really felt like she had anything extra to prove.
I think it was more awkward for the guys to have to play with me because then they were like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be beaten by a girl, which I don't think they liked very much. So it was kind of just like a win-win. I was the only girl out there. I wasn't ever really expected to win. So if I did really well, it was kind of like, wow, she's, good at golf. But they, and my team was awesome. My coach was awesome. Yeah, so I never ever felt that it was like weird to be on a guy's team. They were always like super encouraging of me, and they were like, we would be terrible if you weren't on the team. So they kind of just like embraced me as the like number one player.
Her father got her into the game of golf at age 10, even though the first tournament she played in was when she was 7 years old. She started at North Jersey Country Club among other local courses, including the Passaic County course, Preakness Valley. She has always had a good relationship with her dad throughout her career, and she calls her parents her biggest supporters.
We have a good relationship of being able to, talk about what I've worked on and bounce some ideas off of that. So in a way, he's like a second resource for me, but he's always encouraged me to like learn from other people, and I'm glad that I have been able to do that, my entire life. I was pushed, but I think I was pushed in a good way. I really do, and I will, say that to anyone who asks.
Marina played her college golf at Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee, where she won a Southeastern Conference championship. College would be the first time that Marina would get to play on a girls' golf team, and she talks about how big of a switch that was.
I got to school and I was like, wait, this is a girls' team. So I had a little bit of a learning curve. There was a lot more drama and like just things that like I didn't quite understand. I always just was like the one girl amongst a bunch of guys, so I didn't really know anything different.
And the courses that she played were very different compared to those that she grew up practicing on. The course conditions that Marina was used to best represents the course that hosted the Cognizant Founders Cup. Here's why that matters.
Where we're playing this week at Mountain Ridge is like totally quintessential Northeast golf. There's a lot of rough and there's some trees and the greens are difficult and all that. And then you go to Florida, for instance, and it's completely different grass. So like you have a type of grass that's something that I've never played on before, and I just didn't understand. I didn't know what to do. So there is a ton of learning as you play golf like outside of your little like hometown bubble.
Coming out of college, Marina started playing professionally right away.
There's been a long-standing event in Atlantic City that was just held last week, the ShopRite Classic, and they were kind enough to give me an invitation to play, and I had turned pro, and that was my very first professional tournament, home state, and it was crazy. I had an awesome second day and ended up making the cut. My dad was caddying for me.
Oh my God.
And so I got my first paycheck as a professional, and I was like, this is so cool. And so I don't think it was a ton. I think it was maybe like $5,000 or $6,000, and I just took that and I got a car, and then I took that car and I drove around and played on the Symetra Tour, which is the tour below the LPGA, that entire summer. And I had to go through Q school and all that. I ended up not qualifying to get my full LPGA card for the next year, so I played on the Symetra Tour for a year for 2013, and I did really well there, and that's what advanced me to the LPGA. And then from 2014 till now, I've been out here.
She also says that life on the LPGA Tour has its pros and cons, just like any other job. This is what an average week on tour would look like.
Every tournament is Thursday, Friday, and then there's a cut after the 2 days, and then we play Saturday, Sunday. So leading into that, you have a pro-am on Wednesday, and everyone just gets put together with people who either help sponsor the tournament or they're customers of sponsors of the tournament, and you kind of go out and have a fun day with them. And then the Mondays and Tuesdays, Monday's like maybe a travel day, and Tuesday's your practice and your preparation day. So they're pretty jam-packed weeks.
Overall, compared to the PGA Tour, the women do not get as much of a following. While improvements have been made to boost LPGA, such as purse increases or venue upgrades, the popularity of the tour still trails behind. But things are headed in the right direction.
I think people enjoy watching us. I just don't think we are seen enough on television, which is a problem. Having fans recognize that the women's golfers are just as good as the men's golfers. I mean, we may not hit it as far as they do, but that doesn't mean that we don't have all the skills that they do. I think if we would have this discussion in 5 years, I think it'll be better than it is right now. And I have faith that it is. Yes. No, it will be. It's trending in the right direction.